The dream of turning Liverpool into a sexy football team is crumbling before the fans' eyes, and Jamie Carragher hasn't minced his words in pointing out who's to blame. In a fierce and detailed analysis, the former defender and club legend tore into Arne Slot and the board's transfer decisions for 2025. According to him, Liverpool made a huge mistake by spending heavily on players who, so far, have failed to deliver, leaving the team lagging behind in a Premier League that's now more physical, intense, and dominated by pragmatic strategies. The result? A team that wanted to dazzle, but is far from enchanting and even further from the title. Manager Arne Slot arrived with a bold promise to reinvent Liverpool. He wanted to transform the Reds into a modern attacking machine built on quick passing and fluid movement, something akin to Paris Saint-Germain, who had just won the 2025 Champions League with a captivating, almost artistic brand of football. It was an ambitious project that excited the fans and sparked hopes of a new golden era at Anfield. The club didn't hold back. Over £440 million were invested in reinforcements to bring that dream to life. It looked like the start of a dynasty, a new era of titles that would put Liverpool back on top of Europe. But it took only 11 matches for that dream to collapse. Liverpool, who should be fighting for the top, now find themselves 8 points behind Arsenal and showing clear signs of fragility. Slot's idea was clear and even romantic. He wanted beautiful, fast, expressive football where attacking play was an art. The problem is, the Premier League has changed. Today's league is tougher, more direct, more physical. It's a competition where set pieces, corners, and even throw-ins have become lethal weapons. And while the rivals adapted to this new reality, Liverpool seemed trapped in an aesthetic ideal that right now isn't delivering results. Jamie Carragher, now a pundit and former club captain, didn't hold back. In his words, Liverpool tried to be too sexy in an environment that demands strength and pragmatism. He pointed out that the numbers don't lie, and indeed, they are brutal. Around 25% of the goals in the Premier League this season have come from set pieces by the end of October, with 19% from corners. Arsenal lead the way in this category with 11 goals from such situations. Liverpool, on the other hand, sit in a miserable 17th place, with just one goal from a set piece, and that might not even have stood if VAR hadn't ruled out a controversial Virgil van Dijk effort last Sunday. Those numbers reflect a clear trend. Physicality and direct play are once again dominating English football. Meanwhile, Slot's attempt to build a fluid, lightweight side seems to have collided with reality. The result is a team that, despite its talent, can't assert itself. The recent form is worrying: 7 defeats in the last 10 matches. For Carragher, it's proof that Slot's project is out of sync with what the Premier League has become. The charming football he envisaged might be nice to watch, but it doesn't win matches when your opponent overpowers you with strength and aerial duels. Carragher's harshest criticism was aimed at the transfer market. He believes Liverpool fundamentally misunderstood the type of players needed for today's league. The signings of Jeremy Frimpong, Milos Kerkez, Alexander Isak, Florian Wirtz, and Hugo Ekitike look promising on paper: fast, technical players, perfect for the elegant attacking style Slot wanted to implement. But in practice, most have struggled. Frimpong got injured, Wirtz and Isak haven't found rhythm, and Kerkez has failed to impress. Only Ekitike has shown flashes of adaptation.
Carragher was blunt in his comment. They tried to take last season's title-winning team and make it sexier, more entertaining, with more goals, but the game has changed. The Premier League now is about power, set pieces, and physical endurance. Liverpool are trying to play like PSG, but this isn't France, it's England. They've completely misread where football is heading. Indeed, the comparison is a harsh one. PSG dominate in a league where there's space for flair. Liverpool are trying to apply that formula in an environment that punishes boldness with brute force. Slot, a huge admirer of Pep Guardiola, is trying to follow the same path: possession-based football, short passing, triangles, and total control of the game. But while Manchester City combined technical precision with physical strength and set-piece dominance, Liverpool seem to have bet too much on lightness and are now paying the price. The pressure on Slot grows with every round. The manager who arrived with a visionary aura now finds himself questioned from all sides. Fans are demanding answers. Ex-players are voicing sharp criticism, and even within the club, doubts are starting to emerge about the project's direction. The promise of a new Liverpool, modern and thrilling, now feels distant. The team urgently needs to find balance again, and that may mean sacrificing some idealism for a more pragmatic approach, one that fits the current demands of English football. Behind the scenes, tensions are also mounting. Recent reports suggest Liverpool are planning an aggressive move in the January transfer window. The target? A top-class midfielder from PSG, someone capable of giving Slot the control and power his midfield desperately lacks. But doubts remain over whether the club can persuade the player and, more importantly, whether he would truly fix the problems the team faces. Meanwhile, the board are working to secure the renewal of Andy Robertson, one of the squad's leaders and a vital figure on and off the pitch. The Scottish fullback, however, has yet to make a final decision about his future. Rumours suggest other European clubs are monitoring his situation, which has set off alarm bells at Anfield. Losing Robertson now would be a heavy blow for Slot, who is already fighting to stabilise the dressing room. Liverpool's great dilemma is now a clash between idealism and realism, between the football of dreams and the football that wins. Arne Slot arrived with a clear and inspiring vision, and perhaps in another context it might have worked. But today's game demands something different: grit, strength, set pieces, and physical dominance. Jamie Carragher simply voiced what many were already thinking. Slot's sexy football may look beautiful on paper, but it's being torn apart by the brutal reality of the Premier League. Now the challenge is monumental. Either Liverpool adapt and find a middle ground between beauty and efficiency, or risk watching the dream of the Slot era turn into yet another frustrating chapter in the club's recent history. Anfield, which hoped to see art and glory, may instead witness a harsh lesson. In English football, beauty without strength is nothing more than a fleeting illusion.